I want to share with you this story. This story is true. I know that it's true because it has happened to me. My past health experiences have not been the greatest. And I'm not going to go into any of that because it doesn't have anything to do with the crux of this story. I'm working on my 81st year of life. And over the past few weeks and months, my situation health-wise has rapidly been decreasing. It has been diminishing. My legs had a lot of pain. I was finding it more difficult to walk. My sense of balance, my sense of equilibrium was shot. I had pain that came and went. I had no inkling when I was going to lose my balance, when I was going to fall down. Again, I was living from moment to moment as if I was standing on the head of a pin. The night in question, I crawled into bed. I was racked with discomfort. I'd asked Jesus to please intervene for me, not to grant me an extension on my allotted years. That's not what I was asking. Only that He would make it possible for me to live out any remaining time I had coming to me in some sort of decent health. And again, I said to Him, I'm not asking for any extension of my life. Just help me to get through whatever the coming days are going to hand me with some semblance of decent health. And I thanked Him. I also made it clear that if I was about to be taken, I was ready to go. He could call me home just any time He wanted. And then I fell into a deep sleep. And about 3 o'clock that morning, I came wide awake in bed. And my body was just alive with pain and discomfort. My whole body was shaking terribly. I mean, I couldn't stop from shaking. My hands, my legs, my torso, everything. It's like somebody was molding me, moving me around, adjusting, whatever. And I went to sit up in bed and found that I couldn't. I had no muscular control in order to sit up in bed. It wasn't like I was being held down. It was that I just simply was no longer in control of my body. With a great deal of effort, I swung my legs over to the side of the bed and tried to sit up. I couldn't. Every time I tried, I would fall flat back on my back. Finally, I managed holding on to the side of the bed to sit up on the side of the bed. And to make matters worse, during the ordeal, I had lost control of my bladder and I had soiled the bed. But that was the least of my problems at that moment. I had to go to the bathroom again. How was I going to get there? I managed to stand up, holding on to the desk next to the side of my bed. I'm weaving, my body is shaking, I'm in a lot of pain, and all I can think of is I got to get through this. And I made it to the bathroom, did my business, and then I came back into the bedroom and realized I'm standing there hanging on to the side of my desk, looking at a soiled bed, and I'm in desperate need of sleep, but I can't crawl back into that. So with every bit of strength I could muster, I stripped the bed, carried the soiled linen out to the garage, bouncing against the walls, trying to stand up and being able to walk the distance from my bedroom through the house to the garage without falling down. I made it. I put the stuff, the bed, soiled bed, linens into the washing machine. And when that was done, I put it in the dryer. And now I'm back in my bedroom with the clean linen. How am I going to make this bed? I got no control. And the pain and the shaking is now worse than it was before. But I did it. I did it because I had to. I had to get the bed remade. I was desperately in need of some rest. And I did. I remade the bed. Now I'm sitting next to the bed in my chair, sipping on a cup of lukewarm coffee, knowing that I got to crawl back in that bed and try to get some rest. And I did. And the last thought I had was when I asked Jesus to intervene for me, whatever this was, to help me get through it, not asking for an extension to my lifespan, only that whatever remaining time I had left, I could do in some semblance of good health. And then I passed into a deep sleep once again. I didn't wake up until the middle of the afternoon. And when I went to get out of bed, well, it was a little easier than it was before, but still I had no control over the motor function of my body. And the pain, although it had diminished, was still there. I was amazed that I was still alive after last night. I pulled myself up to the side of the bed. I hung my legs over the side of the bed and tried to stand up. I couldn't do that without holding on to the desk. And as I stood up, shoots of pain shot through my legs, my abdomen, my arms. The shaking, the violent shaking, had dissipated. And I thank Jesus for that. I thank Jesus for the new day. I thank Jesus that I was still alive, because I was sure the night before I was on my way out. What I'm trying to get you to understand here is that Jesus can help. All you have to do is avail yourself of his power. Ask him to intervene for you in your own life. Trust me when I tell you this works. This story is true because this story happened to me. If you know someone you love, someone who is desperately in need of some sort of medical or physical intervention, you might relay this video to them. Maybe they can garner some help out of it. Because Jesus intervened for me. Of that, I have no doubt. And right now, I feel better than I have felt in the last 30 years of my life. I have no more leg pain. I have no more disorientation when it comes to standing. My equilibrium is 100% better than it was before. Again, I was going downhill by the numbers. And the only thing that helped me was my asking Jesus for his help. Avail yourself of his power. Ask him and he will intervene for you. He did for me, and trust me, I'm nobody special. The healing, that's what this was. And going through the healing, well, at least for my experience, was a rather rough piece of road there. But I made it, and I feel, honestly, I feel like I'm 30 years younger than my 81 years should attest to. While you still can, become one of Jesus Christ's own. Ask Jesus Christ into your life. Accept him as your Lord and Savior. And if you have problems, if you have health issues, ask Jesus to intervene for you. Trust me, he will. Because he did for me. This is a true story. Trust me. While you still can, accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Until next time, this is Stephen. Talk to you when the wind shifts. See ya. Bye.